Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. If I'm audible, please write in the chat box that I'm audible. I request everyone, if I'm audible, please write in the chat box that I'm audible.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So we will start today's session. Today's session is all about budget. What is there in the budget? We will cover everything. What is rated from the point of view of a teacher? For teacher's point of view, or for investors' point of view, and for a person who is getting salary. So that three aspects I have tried to cover. Whatever is rated, because budget is a very big document, it cannot be covered in 1 hour. But whatever is relevant for a teacher, for an investor, and for a person who is a salaried class. So that I will cover today. So thank you very much for joining. This is Dr. Sunit Tripathi. I represent a small organization called EduTree. In EduTree, we do a lot of teachers training sessions, student counseling sessions, and you must have attended the sessions in previously. If you have attended, you must give your feedback on the different WhatsApp groups from wherever you have got to know about today's workshop. My humble request at the end, do give the feedback, and this video will be uploaded on the YouTube. So you will get one link there after 9 o'clock today, and then you can put your details in that link to get the certification. If you want certificate for the CBSE point of view, you can get the teachers training certificate, because our organization is registered with MSME and we are authorized to give training certificates. So 25 hours training certificate we can give it to you. So let's start. First, we should be knowing where we stand with relation to other countries in terms of GDP. If you see, we talk a lot that India is going to be the fifth. It is already the fifth largest economy, and it is going to be the third largest economy. We will be bypassing Japan and Germany in 1 or 2 years. But if you see the difference of India's GDP and China GDP or US GDP, so it is very big difference. Though with Japan and Germany, the difference is not very big. So we can, because we are growing at the rate of 6-7%, and they are growing at the rate of less than 1%. So it will be very easy to uh, bypass them and reach at the third place. But it will be very difficult to bypass China or US and come to the second or first place. So that, so India's GDP is approx $3 trillion, 3.94, approx $4 trillion, $4 trillion today. So, and Japan is 4.11, Germany is 4.59, but China is 18.53, almost 5 times than India, and US is $28.78 trillion. So it is almost 8 times, 7-8 times. So, but we are growing faster, so it is good for India's economy. Now, if you see the per capita income, though we have reached to the fifth largest economy of the world, but if you see the per capita income, though it is improving, you see the data from 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we have reached approx $2,730 per annum. But if you see the largest economy, so you will find that they are approx $8,000, $10,000. So $10,000 and $2,000 or $3,000, so we are at 1/3 of them, because due to the population, we have a large population of the world. So if we divide our GDP with the population, we get per capita income. So at per capita, we are at very low, and we need to work on that. So that should be your data. I will try my best so that you can have a lot of data in your mind. So whenever you are talking, whenever you are preparing the bachas for different competition and all, so you should be knowing that India's GDP is approx $4 trillion. Per capita income in India is approx $3,000. Approx figure. We cannot have the exact figure in our mind, but if we have this approx figure, it gives a lot of weight whenever you are talking to anyone related to the economy. So that is the reason you should be knowing this thing. Another very important thing, if you see this time budget, so the budget highlight was mainly four things. They covered the four thing. The major cost they told in this picture I have taken from the budget document only. Maximum pictures are in today's PPT. I have taken from the budget document only. If you say so, they have created four new cost, or say that, so they are talking about farmers, that is Annadata, poor, Garib, women, Mahila and Yuva. The four sections they have given the emphasis, and what things the budget is mainly working on, that is employment, skilling, MSME and middle class. These are the four objectives where they have worked on, that these are the four areas where we need to work. And the four people are related to, that is farmer, poor, women and yuva. That is their four people on which they have worked mainly. Now, this I have created in form of a question. So this type of question you sometimes get in accountancy or economics paper in board also. So you have some question mark and you are supposed to fill. So these are with the actual figure of this year's budget. So you can take the screenshot and you can use in your classroom teaching and all. So you will find a lot of interest in the bachas class, that they will be getting a benefit of that. That if you see this year budget, so mainly total budget of India is approx 48,20,512 crores. This is not approx, this is the actual figure. And out of that, 25,83,000 is our tax receipts, 5,45,000 is our non-tax receipts, and capital receipts are approx 16,91,000. Total is 48,20,000. So I have given the capital expenditure. On the basis of that, three things I have not given. Three figures, there are a question mark. So I request you all to write in the chat box. You can use your calculators, write in the chat box. And these type of questions you can create in your class. How much is the revenue expenditure of India this year? Bachas can do the calculation in the class. How much is the total expenditure? Then they can have the figure from the left side and put the figure in the right side. And what is the other income? I have put one thing, other income also in the taxes, other type of taxes. You may be knowing at some places service tax and all is still applicable. So that is the other figure. If you find this year budget, so you will find it, yes. So that is the other figure. So these three figures bachas can fill. For your knowledge, I have created it in the form of questions so that you can use this in your classes while teaching. So you should be knowing two things here, that our capital receipts are less than revenue receipt. First thing, a major part of our receipts are from taxes. Another thing, and our capital expenditures are very less, 1/3 of only of the total budget. So mainly we are putting more on revenue expenditure. So this data you should be knowing. Not actual figure, yes, 15 lakh, 32,000, that no, approx 15 lakh we are putting on the capital expenditure. That much is okay for that, for your knowledge. Now, I am moving to the next slide. If you see the trend of contribution of our total taxes in the GDP. So we call it tax to GDP ratio. Tax to GDP ratio. So approx 12%, 11.8% of GDP we collect in form of taxes. So out of that, we have 6.8% as the direct tax and approx 5% as indirect tax. So direct taxes are more. You should be knowing only yes, direct taxes are more, indirect taxes are less as compared to, but approx both are equal, 5% and 7%. And total is 11.8%, or you can have a rough figure of 12% of GDP. So tax to GDP ratio of India is approx 12%. That data, if you have, and this is the budget estimate, the actual figure, whenever budget is put in the parliament, we give the estimated figure because budget is estimate of expenditure and revenue of coming financial year. So this may change the actual figure for the previous year. Also, you say the estimated figure was 11.6, the actual figure was 11.7, the same way it is 11.8, the actual figure may be 11.9 or 11.7, whatever it can be, there can be a little bit changing. So that type, you should be knowing what is the difference between the actual figure and revised figure. Now, very important thing, capital expenditure. If you see how much we are putting into capital expenditure, I have already told in that budget figure that approx 15 lakh crore. 15 lakh crore we are putting in form of capital expenditure every year. Out of that, 11 lakh crore government is putting themselves, and approx 3.9 or 4 lakh crore government is giving in form of grants, and the grants are used for capital expenditure, something like Manrega schemes and all those things, where they are supposed to create some capital assets for the country. Something is being created, something is not being created. So that is the reason 11.1 is the actual capital expenditure done by the central government, and 3.9, that is 4 lakh crore, is approach the figure which is given as a grant to different departments, and they are supposed to do the capital expenditure. So that is the figure, 15 lakh crore. You should be knowing this figure also. Now I am moving to where we put how much expenditure in India, how much money is put at what heads. So very important head, not every head I have taken. I have taken the head which a general public is more concerned. We as a teacher should be knowing that in India, approx 1,25,000 crores are being spent on education. 89,000 crores on health. Capital expenditure is 11 lakh crore. Defense is for 4.5 lakh crore. Interest payments, see this figure. This is very important figure. We are putting capital expenditure 11 lakh crore, and approx same figure we are putting the interest. That means whatever we have taken as a loan, on loan we are putting 11.5 lakh crore as the interest payment. So if we are not supposed to pay this interest, then this much money can be put in the capital expenditure, and the country can grow faster. And the pension figure, even after the application of new pension scheme, there are people who have retired earlier and they are getting the pension from old pension scheme, and the armed forces and all, they are getting the pension. So if you see the pension scheme, we are putting 2,43,000 crores approximate pension. So 2-3 things I want to highlight here. If you see, the pension is more than education. The pension is more than education and health combinedly. Pension is more than education and health combinedly. The interest is approx capital expenditure, and the defense expenditure is approx 4 times of educational expenditure in India. So try to understand the situation of the economy, why we are supposed to make so much expenditure on defense. Is it necessary, or education is necessary? There can be a lot of debate, but we are not here the political people, so we will not go into that debate. As an educator, we will go through the facts, what is there, and we can make our mind accordingly. Now I am going to the next data, which is relevant. Very relevant. What are the different sources of money? If we are earning 1 lakh, 1 rupee, then how much percentage from which sources? So if you see, income tax is 19% of the total receipts, excise duty is 5%, GST and other is 18%, corporate tax is 17%. This figure also I have taken from the budget document. Maximum figures and all I have taken from the budget document. Few things I want to highlight, that even today our borrowings and liabilities are 27%, more than 1/4 total receipt. more than 1/4 of total receipts is borrowing and other liabilities. So this is very important thing which we have to know. Uh, Income tax 19-20%, only 2% of people are paying income tax. It's okay. Corporate tax is less than income tax. This is also a very disheartening figure for me. I was expecting at least corporate tax be higher than the income tax, but we as an individuals are not united. So we cannot put the pressure on the government, but corporates can put the pressure on the government. So it is being reduced every year. It was once upon a time 35%. Now it has come to the 25%, and the total contribution is only 17%. So you can assume what is happening. So, but we have to know the figures that from where we are getting. Now, I am moving to the next figure, which is where we are putting our expenditures. How, if we are getting 1 rupee as an revenue, as a total income of the government, of the budget receipt, then how the government is spending that. This is also a very important diagram, which you should be knowing as an educator, that out of total, 19% goes for interest payment. When I'm talking about interest payment, it is not the interest payment going abroad only. If you have Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, PPF and all, the money being spent there, whatever you are putting there, and so the money is being put, so that all money, you are getting interest, and on that is the interest expenditure for the government. I'm again repeating, the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, the PPF, the Kisan Vikas Patra, the different type of investment, what we call as small saving schemes. So that money goes to the government, and government use that money for the different expenditure, and government pays the interest. But this 19% is out of that. So this is a very big expenditure for the government. Pension 4%, and then centrally sponsored schemes, center schemes, which this is done by government itself, and these are the sponsored. These are done by different agencies, and government only pay the money. If we say that center schemes, that means center do that expenditure. Center sponsored schemes, that means somebody else is doing that expenditure, and government is putting the money into that. Somebody else is being given that responsibility. Subsidies are 6%. That is not much nowadays. Subsidies has been reduced in India. Defense expenditure is 8%. State taxes, state is 21%. It is approximately 1/4. You should be knowing. So few things in your mind, that is interest expenditure is a very large expenditure for the government, and the defense expenditure, if we can reduce, it will be good for the country. But we are surrounded by different countries, Pakistan, China, and we have our own problems, so we have to do that. Okay. Now, this is the figure related to the deficit. How much deficit means expenditure minus income. In lump sum, there are different type of deficit. Economics teachers knows. We will not go into the definition part of that. But if you see the data, before 2020, that is before pandemic, the deficit of India was into control. In pandemic, due to pandemic, it has gone up, very up to 9.2% the fiscal deficit. But now the government has reduced it, and it has gone below 5%, which is called as good level. And I'm expecting in years to come, it will go even below. Even the finance minister said that next year it will be around 5%, sorry, 4.5%. So that is also a deficit figure is good, and it is good. If deficit is more, that means inflation can increase. So it is good for the country that inflation will not increase. But sometime for the development purpose, we have to make compromise between deficit and then inflation part. So wherever necessary, government takes the step. We should be knowing that India's deficit figure is approximately 5%. That is more than. I'm talking about fiscal deficit only here. Now, this is for your interest. I know till now, whatever the figure I have used, that was for the academic point of view. If you have interest, you should be knowing all those things. As an academician, as an commerce teacher, an economics teacher, I have a lot of interest into that. But for the personal point of view, if you go through this, you will find that I'm talking about next new tax regime. Till 3 lakh, there is no taxes. And from 3 lakh to 7 lakh, 5%, 7 lakh to 10 lakh, 10%, 10 lakh to 12 lakh, 15%, and 12 lakh to 15 lakh, 20%. Above 15 lakh, there is 30%. So now when we talk about above 15 lakh, 30%, it does not mean if I have 16 lakh of income, 30% of that, 30% of 16 lakh, 4 lakh 80,000 is my taxes. No, it is not like that. It is tax. I have given you one example. Suppose I have income of 12 lakh, 1 lakh rupees per month. So first 3 lakh is nil. Next 4 lakh, that is 3 lakh to 7 lakh. 5%. This I know you may be knowing all those things, but I am giving you, assuming if any one of you is not knowing, so it will be help for that person. So next 4 lakhs, 5%, that is 20,000. Then next 7 to 10, that is 3 lakh, 10% on that. And then 10 to 12 lakh, 15% of that, that is 30,000. So total tax on 12 lakh of income will be 80,000. It will not be, if I'm in this bracket, 12 lakh, 20% of 12 lakh, that means 2 lakh 40,000. No, it is not like that. We are, tax is calculated slab wise. So we have to divide our income into different slabs. So, and accordingly, we have to do the calculation. I hope you got this understanding. Even if you have some questions, I will take at the end. I promise I will take at the end. Now, next thing, standard deduction, very important thing. Suppose you have 12 lakh of income or salary. So out of 12 lakh, first 75,000 will be deducted. So every calculation will be done on 11 lakh 25,000. I should have also done it in the previous slide, but I have not done it only to so that your calculation will be easy. So first of all, earlier it was 50,000. But now it is 75,000 from your income. Salaried people I'm talking about, 75,000 will be deducted, and after that, whatever is there, then income tax will be calculated. In the family pension, earlier it was 15,000, now it will be 25,000. So from pension, 25 family pension. I'm not talking about pension. Pension is treated as a salary, but family pension, from family pension, 25,000 is non-taxable. Above that, whatever you are getting, it will be taxed at the slab rate. Okay, this is the figure which has been given in the budget document, budget highlight document. It says the same thing what I have covered in the previous slide and previous slide. So they have given the data in the pictorial form, and they have shown that compared to previous year, if you calculate tax this year and you are into highest slab rate, so your total saving will be approx 17,500. 17,500. Everybody is not going to save 17,500, but the people who are having the income more than 15 lakh, for them, there is a saving of 17,500. Okay. Now, this is the discussion point everywhere. Everyone is talking about capital gain tax, what has happened. So I will give you a brief idea of that. Short-term capital gain, earlier it was 15,000. Now, sorry, 15%. Now it is 20%. Till 23rd of July, if you have sold something, you will be taxed at the rate of 15%. On 23rd of July or after 23rd of July, if you are going to sell something and it falls into short-term capital gain, it will be taxed at the rate of 20%. Long-term capital gain, which was earlier on the securities, which was 10%, now it has been increased to 12.5%, 2.5% increase. But few things, property, if you had a property, earlier the long-term capital gain on property was 20%. Now it will be only 12.5%. But there is a twist. Earlier, when the long-term capital gain was there, you get the benefit of indexation. What is indexation? Suppose I bought a property at 1 lakh rupees. I'm selling that property after 10 years in 1,50,000 rupees. The 50,000 is not my gain. That 1 lakh rupees will be converted to the current price through the inflation. There is an indexation table. On the basis of that, we convert what is the value of, what is the price of that asset at this point of time with indexation. So suppose it comes to 1,20,000, so only 30,000 was taxable. Now indexation has been removed, and all of gain, that is 1 lakh, a difference between 1 lakh and 1,50,000, all gain will be taxed at the rate of 12%. One benefit that your tax rate has been reduced, one loss that indexation benefit has been removed. Who will gain, who will not gain, depend upon the holding period and depending upon the purchase price and sale price. But if you ask me, it is good because there was a lot of confusion. Generally, a lot of CAs do a lot of calculation and all, and they do. It was not easy to understand for common man. So I think it has been done good. But if this tax rate could have been made only 10%, then it could have been better option. Long-term capital gain, if you are getting on securities, that is shares, so first 1,25,000 is not taxable. Suppose I have purchased stocks of 10 lakh, I have sold it at 15 lakh. So 5 lakh is my gain. Out of that 5 lakh, 1,25,000 is not taxable. Only 3,75,000 will be taxable. So that is a good option. You all, if you are trading into shares or you are dealing into mutual fund, I always recommend every year you should take the benefit of this 1,25,000 every year. You must meet your financial advisor. That is the reason we always said, please do not go for these direct schemes and all those things. Sometimes it happens you save 0.1% or 0.5% from your commission, but you do not get this type of benefit. And I meet a lot of people who are investing, but this 1,25,000 is a big amount. So you can have this benefit every year. Suppose I have a mutual fund where I am doing SIP every year. What I do every year from my SIP, which I have done 5 years ago, I redeem so much of unit so that I can get the benefit of 1,25,000. So that you should also do, and you should get this benefit. Earlier, this limit was 1 lakh, but now it has been made for 1,25,000. Another very important change which has been done, that is holding period. For short term, it is 12 months, and for long term, it is 24 months. Earlier, there was a lot of confusion. For short term, it was 24 months for securities, and for long term, it was more than 24 months, 12 months. But for gold and for property, it was 36 months. So there was a lot of confusion for what it is 24 months, for what it is 12 months, for what it is 26 months. So it was a lot. So now it has been made very easy. For security, it is 12 months, and for other, it is 24 months. So before 24 months, short term, after 24 months, long term. In case of securities, before 12 months, short term, and after 12 months, long term. But earlier, these were 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months. So these were three. Okay. Now, this is very important thing. You all should be knowing and you all should be doing. My humble request as an educator, as a friend, as a financial advisor, I request you all should have NPS account. If you are into government system, your NPS account must be there. You should be opening an NPS account for yourself. You should be opening an NPS account for your spouse. Now there is a provision to open NPS accounts for your kids called as NPS Vatsalya. Please do open it. You do not know the benefit of compounding. The early you start investing into equity, the more benefit of compounding you get. Do not put your mind on 1%, 0.5%, how this security is giving me 8%, this security is giving me 8.5%. We put a lot of mind on all this thing, and we waste 5 years, 6 years, 7 years in this. Please use that 5 years. You will, even you are getting 8%, it will be more than 50%. It will be more than 50%. So try to use maximum time instead of getting maximum percentage of return on your investment. Do, if you have a child 18 years below, please do open NPS Vatsalya account. Take the benefit of compounding and make the retirement plan for your child. Mr. Warren Buffett has started investing at the age of 13, and his letter says that he has the biggest, he has done the biggest mistake in his life. He always says, and that is he started late. So please, my daughter is 14 years old and I will be opening an NPS Vassal account for her. So please, my humble request, do open NPS Vassal account for your child. Start putting money, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever you can put every year. And once your child goes into earning, give that account to the child and convert into normal NPS account, and he will be planning his um, retirement. There are a lot of benefits on NPS. First benefit, that 80 CCD deduction is applicable, is available on NPS even in new tax regime. You know, in the new tax regime, all the deductions have been removed. There are no deductions, ATC and all. But 80 CCD, that you are investing into pension fund, 50,000, that is deductible even in case of new tax regime if you are investing into NPS. So please use this benefit. I'm telling you, NPS is better than mutual fund in many cases. In many cases, for example, suppose you are investing into mutual fund. When you get your money from mutual fund, as per today's tax rate, it is taxable at the rate of 12.5%. 12.5% as long-term capital gain. But if I am putting my money into NPS, that money is also going into mutual fund. You can put whole into equity. You can select the fund into NPS also. That will also go into a mutual fund type of fund. And 60% when you will be getting at the age of 60, it is tax-free. That 12.5% you are not supposed to give. So this NPS is very good. Please, if you are in private sector, please take the benefit of this. And if you can convince your employer to open an NPS account for you means all the employees, then 14% of your salary he can transfer into NPS account from his side, from CTC even, and it will be tax exempted. Earlier it was 10% till 10%. For government employees, it was 14%. But for private employees, it was 10%. Now for private employees also it has made to 14%. But generally employers do not do. I don't know why employers are not friendly enough to their employees. Generally it happens that people leave the job in between and all those things. But my request to all the employers, if any of the employer is here, you should be having these type of benefit for your employees, so that your employees should remain in your organization for longer period of time, So please do open NPS account for employees, transfer their money. Suppose you have to keep a teacher for 1 lakh rupees, give him 86,000 rupees, 14,000 rupees, put it in the NPS account. Money goes to him only, but that 14,000 is tax-free. If you give whole money to him and he put that into NPS account, then this 14% benefit he will not get. So that is the reason employer should be opening NPS account for the employees. So that is the additional benefit. 80CCD benefit is available to the employees in NPS. And please, my humble request, do open NPS account for your kids. Do plan the retirement of your child. You plan the education of your child. Do plan the retirement. It may be that he does not need that money, but you should be planning, please, because whatever he will be earning at later stage, he cannot get the benefit of compounding on that. So, and if he is, suppose you have a daughter, she is getting some money on Raksha Bandhan, some money when she is visiting to the Nanu's house, Dadu's house, put that money into NPS account. Put that money in NPS account, you will get a lot of benefit. And NPS is much, much, much better than Sukanya for long term. So please do this. Now I am moving to next slide. Gold. Custom duty on gold and silver has been reduced from 15% to 6%. You know, a lot of people used to go to Dubai and bring gold and all those things they do. So for that person, the custom duty has been reduced. Their effect is on sovereign gold bond also. The prices of sovereign gold bond has gone down due to this. But new sovereign gold bond which will come, they will come at the lower rate. My assumption is that they have done this to increase the GST on gold. GST on gold, there is a special rate of GST on gold that is 3%. We do not have any slab of gold GST 3%. We have 5%, 18%, 28% like that. But for gold, they have created a special slab. So my include my says that they are going to increase this GST from 3% maybe to 8%, 10%. I don't know at what level, or 18% they will not put, but they will put it into the higher bracket wala GST. Now, if they do that, again the sovereign gold price will go down, go up. So if you have any way of investing into gold, try to invest before the GST Council meeting, which is going to happen. I'm not saying with the conformity that is going to happen, but if happen, then again gold prices will go up. So my assumption, my say that they are going to do that. That is the reason they have reduced the that much of custom duty, because 9% is a very big amount, very big amount. So it is not easy. So if you have to buy gold for your daughter or something, if there is some marriage in, so this is the best time to buy gold. And if you have to invest into gold, that is again, this is the best time to invest into. Now I'm going on some of the main attractions of the budget. So first is they are going to have PM Awas Yojana. It is already there. So now in this budget, they have make the provision of 3 crores houses, both in rural and urban areas. They are going to put dome type dwelling units near industries, so that suppose there is an engineer or there is a supervisor who wants, because if the laborers are there, they can put their juggies and all, they can live. But for the supervisors and now all, it becomes, it happens difficult. So they are going to put some dome. It will be into PPP model, public-private partnership model. And so this is a good, suppose in Bhiwadi or in Manesar or in Bahadurgarh, there are industries, and it is very difficult for people to travel every day, because if you go there, there is no place to live. If there is a place that is very costly or unsafe, so they are going to create this dome type of dwelling unit. If you have seen on some of the railway stations, they have already created for the travelers and all, so that they are going to do the same thing. And this PM Awas Yojana, do not only think about with that people will get house. Whenever there is construction, with construction, a lot of things are being attached. First is the employment. Whosoever will be doing this construction, they are going to get the employment. Steel sector going to boost, cement sector going to boost. So that is the reason construction, real estate industry is a big industry, and we in India, we have more labor force. So that is the reason this construction should grow. This PM Awas Yojana, I have already told you that what they are going to do. This is now for the urban development, they have come up with the 4 schemes. First, they are going to convince state governments to reduce the stamp duty on property purchase and sale. Now, what you should keep into the mind, if you are here to buy some property in a month or 2 months, wait for that. Because with the introduction of this scheme, the stamp duty will go down. So BJP ruled states will adopt it fast. Other states will adopt later on or may not adopt. There can be resistance, because you know this is the state subject. The stamp duty on property is a state subject. So some will follow, some will not follow. But I'm expecting in Haryana, in this what we call a UP, Uttarakhand, or in Maharashtra, if you are planning to buy some property, so you should be waiting. The stamp duty will go down, and then you should be doing the transaction. They have announced that they are going to put 100 weekly market in different cities. That is a good thing. Weekly market will give a lot of employment to the people. And other transport, you know, now the Meerut, even the Meerut has been connected with Delhi, and people can, in 40 minutes, people can travel to Meerut and Meerut to Delhi. Same way they are doing it with the Nimrana and Bhiwadi and all. So same time, they are going to connect different cities with a faster, rapid type of metro. That is good. And water management, you know what happened. Only a few days back, there was a lot of problem of water in Delhi. No water, no water. Water haltar was going on, and so, and after 2 days there is a lot of water in Delhi. So that water management is very much important. How to, if there is excess, how to save it. If there is a deficiency, how to provide it. So that they are going to do with the different schemes. That is, these are the good for the Indian economy, for the people living there. So, but you should be knowing there they are planning. PM Surya Ghar Yojana. As a teacher also you should be knowing, as an individual also you should be knowing. If you have a house, you should be applying for this scheme. Under this scheme, they are giving you subsidies to put solar tops on your roof. And if you put that solar tops, they have make the different type of on the basis of how many units you want to, how many kilowatts you have to generate. So you can get subsidy up to 78,000. And with this, you can have 300, approx 300 units. 300 units, if I calculate in the Gurgaon, it is 6 rupees, 7 rupees per unit. So it will be approx 2,100 rupees per month free electricity. So you should be doing that. You should be applying. It is online portal. You all should be applying. It is a good thing. So your electricity, it is 300 units, will be free of cost. Another thing, they are going to put SIDBI branches, 24 new branches of SIDBI in different ways. So to give the boost of the MSME sector, because you know, employment is a great concern nowadays. So if we generate a lot of employment through MSME, so financial support to MSME is given by SIDBI. So they are going to put more branches of SIDBI so that employment could be generated more and more. Okay, so I'm giving you the facts, then we can have a lot of discussion, whatever you want. This is a very good scheme. First of all, I should tell you that this is not employment. This is internship. We are not political party, so we should not go into criticism and all. What is the problem with our students and the students who are studying somewhere else? Whatever we are teaching in school and college, and whatever is the demand of the industry, these are two different things. These are two different things. Now, this can bridge the gap. This can bridge the gap. Whatever we are studying in the theory, and whatever is there is demand in the industry. Now, in this 1 year of internship, bacha will get the practical application. Earlier, also, bacha were getting in an internship, but the internship expenditures are more, so less and less company were offering internship to the students. Now, since government is going to pay for this, the more company will say, okay, I will take 10 interns, I will take 20 interns. So now when bacha will go to the company, they will know the practical implication of everything, and government is going to pay for that. And companies have been given a right to do 10% expenditure from their CSR fund also. So this is not only 5,000 per month per person by the government, even the company can put some of the expenditure for training part and all. So that will generate a lot of skill, and the same person then can go into the industry for the employment. So I'm again explaining you that this internship is not job. This internship is again a type of study only. But practical study, for that practical study, there will be paid amount, and this will bridge the gap between the academically what is being taught in the school and colleges and what is the requirement of the industry. So that is a very good scheme. And please, if you are a teacher, try to motivate more and more bacha. They should be knowing if there is some portal going to be open for this. Every bacha who is there in the school, tell them about this scheme, so that whenever they are in college, their final year, they should be applying for this. And those to whom whosoever you have taught in earlier stage, if they are in your link, please guide them about this scheme, so that they should apply on this scheme and they should go for the internship. So that you should be doing as a teacher. Now, Mudra Loan Yojana, again, these are given to MSMEs, small businesses, to small business, not MSME, the even the ready wala, the patri wala, the chota chai shop wala, and all those things, they are given mudra loan. So there are three categories. Small is called as Shishu, then Kisur, and then Tarun. So 50,000, then till 5 lakh, and then till 10 till lakh. These were the three schemes. Now they have put one fourth one. They have not given no any name to that, but they have said that anyone who have taken a loan into Tarun. Tarun means 10 lakh wala. 10 lakh wala, and they have reimbursed that loan back. They have paid that loan back. That means they have a good track record. Now, if they want, they can be given again loan of 20 lakh rupees so that they can scale up their business. So this is a good, this motivates people to repay the loan which they have already taken. So that is one thing. Another thing, more money can be given, then they can put their business, they can expand your business. So you can guide your bacha there. If everybody will not be going for the employment only, some of them will put maybe starting their own business. If they want to start their own business, then they can apply for this mudra loan of any of one of the category, and they can start their business. I have guided one student. He has got the Kishore loan very easily, very easily. It is very easy to get this type of loan. So please guide your bachas. They can start their startups and all those things. Now bachas are doing a lot of things. Now, another very important thing, these are the two types of loan. One is 7.5 lakh given for the skill wala training, that is BTech and all those things, ITI, BTech, MBA. So that skill loan, it was called as model skill loan scheme. So 7.5 lakh rupees. And this scheme is guaranteed by government. If child could not pay, then government pays the money back. So this is the scheme. Now they have come up with another loan that is called a 10 lakh. This is not guaranteed by the government, but till 10 lakh, if the child does not qualify into this, then child can take 10 lakh rupees for the higher education. And for this 10 lakh rupees, 3% subsidy will be given by government. So suppose interest rate in India is suppose 10%. Now 3% subsidy, then only 7% will be paid by the child. So this is another thing. So higher education loan will be made easy for the bacha. They can take the loan and do their studies. So this is also very good scheme. And as a teacher, we should be guiding the bacha, because many of the students who go for the higher education, they are need loan. To what are the schemes and where they should be applying, where they should be contacting. As a teacher, we should be telling them they should not take a personal loan or something. Like sometimes I have seen the people taking loan from different gold loan or personal loan, even for the education. So no, if you as a teacher can guide your students, it will be good help for the teachers. Employment generation program, they have come up with the three schemes. If you see this this figure, they have come up the three schemes. What are these three schemes? I will let you know one by one. First scheme, they are saying whosoever will be coming as an employee in any of the organized sector. This is very good. As a teacher, also as a principal of the school, if you are in the private sector school, you should be knowing that if you are getting an employee in your school, now 15,000, that is, they have told first month's salary will be given by government. But that first month's salary, they have put the limit of that person's salary should not exceed 1 lakh. But government will be giving 15,000, and that too into 3 installments. So do not talk it as first month's salary or something like that. You say that 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 will be given 3 months. So suppose you have employed a teacher in 40,000. Tell that teacher, you will be given 45,000. How 45,000? 40,000 school is going to give, and 5,000 government will be giving in form of DBT, direct benefit transfer. So that teacher is ultimately getting 45,000. So but that is first time employee. If the employee is already working somewhere and coming, then it will not be happen. That is for first time employee. That is EPF4 registration will be the first time that you should be knowing. It cannot be that the employee leave one school and go to another school and that they will get. No, it will not. This is for the first time employee. Another thing they have told, if you are putting in new employees in your organization, then government will be giving 3,000 per month for 2 years in EPF4 fund. That is also very good scheme. Very good scheme. 3,000 per month means approx 72,000 rupees government contribution per employee. try to understand. This is very good. So it will generate a lot of employment. And third scheme, they have come up with the manufacturing sector. They have allocated fund, but what they are going to go give, what scheme they are going to give, they have not announced into this budget. They have told we are coming with a scheme for the manufacturing sector. They have allocated fund also for that, but actually they have not explained the scheme into the budget. So these are the three schemes you should be knowing, and you should be talking in your classes. And if you are a principal or the director of the school, then you should be knowing all those things, because you will be recruiting teachers and all. So you should be knowing this. Okay. So these are the three schemes I have already discussed. I hope in nutshell, I have discussed whatever is required, whatever an employee should be knowing, an investor should be knowing, a teacher should be knowing. That I have tried to cover. Now I'm going to take questions. I'm going to give you the option to unmute yourself. You can unmute and ask whatever the question you want to ask. Please do ask the question. I have out of 8:30 to 9:30, what was my timing? So I have saved this 10 minutes only so that you can ask your questions. So please raise your hand. Do ask your question. Do not go on the personal political part and all those things. As an educator, whatever the questions you have, if I will be knowing the answer, I will try to give you the answer. Okay, you can unmute yourself, raise your hand, you can ask the question. If any one of you have any question, and if any one of you want to give any feedback of today's session, that the things which I have covered, the data which I have covered, any thing you want to say something about today's session, it will be good for me. And my humble request, do write on different WhatsApp group from wherever you got the information about today's session. Do give your feedback, negative, positive, whatever you want, give your feedback so that other people should also get the benefit. I will be uploading this session on my YouTube channel. They can go on that and they will get to know the data, the information. That is the reason I always encourage more and more people to give the feedback. Anyone want to give any feedback or ask any question? Please do ask. Those who have joined through YouTube also, they can write in the chat box. I will be taking questions from there. Anyone? Abhinav sir has written excellent explanation. Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It will be good if you can unmute. Raise your hand, unmute. I have given you the right to unmute. I have given everyone right to unmute. You can unmute and ask the question. Anyone want to give any feedback or ask any question? Dipanshu Jain has written, session was excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Please, no queries. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है किसी के मन में कोई क्वेरी ना हो? यस, सुधीर सप्रा जी. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, आपने ज्वाइन किया. इट इज प्लेजर फॉर मी कि आपने ज्वाइन किया.
गुड इवनिंग सर. ये हमेशा एक एक्सीलेंट सेशन रहता है. आपके सारे सेशंस जो है लर्निंग एनरिचमेंट के रहते हैं. हमेशा गागर में सागर भर देते हैं सर. हमें पूरे डॉक्यूमेंट्स पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. आप हमेशा रेडीमेड सॉल्यूशन एक
कोशिश यही किया था सर कि जो कुछ हो सकता था पूरा जो आपके लिए जरूरी था, मैंने पूरा कोशिश करके पूरा पढ़ के डिफरेंट वीडियोस देख के इसको डालने की कोशिश की थी कि आप लोगों की काम
हमारे लिए सर बहुत इजी हो जाता है कि बिल्कुल एक रेडीमेड मिल जाता है हमें. सर एक क्वेरी थी मेरी. एक्चुअली एक क्वेरी स्टूडेंट ने पूछी थी. ऑयल पूल डेफिसिट के ये सर किस हेड में शो किया जाता है?
किसकी बात कर रहे हैं सर?
ऑयल पूल डेफिसिट, जो हमारा ऑयल क्रूड ऑयल्स को इंपोर्ट करते हैं उसका डेफिसिट जो है
सर. ये सब ना देखिए, जो आप एकेडमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से पूछेंगे ना, वो बड़ा ही ये जो हमारे डेफिसिट हैं ये बाद में एक्चुअल में कवर हो जाते हैं जब ऑयल का ये एक्चुअल में प्रोविजंस होते हैं हमारा. अगर आप देखेंगे बजट में ना एक जगह कहीं प्रोविजंस करके लिखा हुआ है. तो ये प्रोविजंस है. तो बाद में जब एक ऑयल का रेट, जैसे अभी आपने देखा था, हमने रशिया से इंपोर्ट करना शुरू किया, हमें कम रेट पे मिल गया, तो वो उससे कवर कर लिया जाता. ठीक है.
एक्चुअली स्टूडेंट ने एक क्वेरी की थी मेरे से, तो मेरे को क्लियर था. मैंने आपसे मैंने कहा
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच. लेकिन अगर आप एकेडमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखेंगे तो प्रोविजंस नाम का कोई आपको दिखेगा ही नहीं उसके अंदर. आप तो देखेंगे रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर, कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर, रेवेन्यू रिसीट्स, कैपिटल रिसीट्स, टैक्स रिसीट्स, तो वहां पे आपको ये दिखेगा ही नहीं. तो इसलिए ना कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती हैं जो कि 12th के सिलेबस के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से नहीं है. ठीक है.
सर एक आईटीआर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से पूछ रहा था, जो हम आईटीआर 2 भरते हैं उसमें ये गेन्स का कोई सॉफ्टवेयर अवेलेबल है? क्योंकि हमें मैनुअल कैलकुलेशन करनी पड़ती है वो शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन और उसके लिए
सर मैं
और
हमेशा
लॉन्ग।
हमेशा आप लोगों से कहता हूँ प्लीज, कई बार ना हर चीज में हमें एक्सपर्ट नहीं बनना चाहिए और कई बार हमें एक्सपर्ट का हेल्प ले लेना चाहिए। हो सकता है
ठीक है
कोई
सर।
आपका दोस्त हो, कोई आपका स्टूडेंट हो जिसने कभी सीए किया हो, वो यही काम करता है, वो 500 1000 रुपए आपसे ले ले। तो प्लीज मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है, आप टीचिंग
एक्चुअली
एक्सपर्ट
वो तो
बनिए, तो बनिए। और उनसे
नहीं
मैं
नहीं
अपना बता रहा हूँ, मैं सब कुछ जानता हूँ लेकिन मैं अपना आइडिया खुद नहीं बढ़ता हूँ
नहीं
कभी
नहीं,
नहीं।
वो मैं आईटीआर, हाँ
तो
सैलरी ग्रुप की एक्चुअली हम खुद भर लेते हैं, बट
हम्म,
ये वाली जो है कुछ
हाँ
कोई
अब
क्वेरी
क्या
थी,
होगा,
मैंने कुछ।
आप आपका धीरे धीरे क्या होता है जब आप मेच्योर होते जाते हैं, यू हैव सम इंटरेस्ट इनकम ऑल्सो, सम रेंट इनकम ऑल्सो, सम कैपिटल गेन ऑल्सो। तो उस सब की ना, अब जैसे मैंने आपको बताया 1,25,000 रुपए का आप कैपिटल गेन ले सकते हैं। अब ये
हम्म
सब चीजें जब आप सीए के थ्रू आप ये काम करते रहते हैं, वो आपका एडवाइजर बन जाता है वो। मैं फिर बता रहा हूँ आपको, वैसा अकाउंटेंट नहीं पकड़ना है जो कि मेरा आईटीआर भर दो उसने भर दिया, ऐसा पर्सन नहीं पकड़ना।
हाँ
ऐसा पर्सन पकड़ना है जिसको
हम्म
नॉलेज हो, वो आपको एडवाइजरी भी दे। क्योंकि वो
हम्म,
भरने वाला काम तो आप कर ही
बिल्कुल।
रहते हैं, वो कोई बड़ा काम नहीं है। एडवाइजरी, मैं हमेशा
हम्म,
वर्ड एडवाइजरी को रिस्पेक्ट करिए और एडवाइजरी की पेमेंट देने के लिए तैयार रहिए। कोई बात नहीं, 1000 रुपए लग जाएगा, 2000 लग जाएगा, लेकिन अगर 2000
एक्चुअली क्या
देंगे। ये
है,
सब
एक्चुअली अपनी रिटर्न्स भरते हैं, मामा की रिटर्न थी तो वो पूछ रहे थे, मैंने कहा वो सीए को दे रखी है, बट नॉलेज से मैंने कहा चलो भाई एक पता होना।
अभी ये वापस
थैंक
आएगा
यू सर।
क्योंकि वो बोलने लगी
नेक्स्ट
सर।
क्वेश्चन, निधि ढिंगरा मैम, निधि ढिंगरा मैम, योर क्वेश्चन प्लीज।
सर
Good evening,
थैंक
sir.
यू वेरी
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
It was very informative session, sir. But I need one information for my children.
यस
That
मैम प्लीज।
when I was teaching financial management nowadays, and during that dividend decisions, and there is one point there, tax rate, which affect the dividend decision. When tax rate is high, pay low dividend and this. So,
ठीक है।
what is exactly currently the new rate of dividend tax?
नाउ यू नो डिविडेंड इज टैक्सेबल।
हाँ जी सर.
पहले क्या था, डिविडेंड टैक्सेबल नहीं था हमारे हैंड में।
अब तो है taxable ना. हाँ जी.
अब तो हमारे हैंड में वो टैक्सेबल है, कंपनी के
हाँ जी,
हैंड
वही
में।
कह रही हूँ.
हाँ, कंपनी के हैंड में टैक्सेबल नहीं है। आपके लिए तो वो
जी
आपकी
सर.
इनकम है, आपकी इक्विटी इनकम है, इक्विटी इनकम जैसे टैक्सेबल होती है वैसे ही वो टैक्सेबल है। ठीक है।
तो सर ये वाला
तो
फैक्टर अब कंसीडर करेगी कंपनी?
नहीं, कंपनी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से तो है ही नहीं ना, क्योंकि वो जो बुक लिखी गई है वो तो उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से लिखी गई है जबकि कंपनी टैक्स देती थी।
हाँ जी, एक तो मेरी क्वेरी सर ये थी कि
ठीक
अब
है।
हम ये करवाते थे लेकिन अब
हाँ,
तो ये चीज हट गई.
हाँ, गई,
और
लेकिन
अगर
मैंने
इंडिविजुअल.
अभी सर को बताया ना, हमारे बुक्स में कुछ है। अभी मैंने आपको शुरू में भी पहले बताया कि हमारी इंटर्नशिप्स की क्यों जरूरत है, हमारी बुक्स कुछ कहती हैं, इंडस्ट्री में कुछ हो रहा है, डिफरेंस है। दूसरा, अभी
हाँ
सुधीर से
जी.
जब पूछा तब भी मैंने उनको यही बात बोला कि जो प्रोविजंस है, तो हम बच्चों को जब पढ़ाते हैं तो आपको पढ़ाना वही पड़ेगा जो आपके एनसीईआरटी में, बिजनेस स्टडी में, फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट के चैप्टर में है, आपको पढ़ाना वही पड़ेगा। ठीक है।
पर सर
तो
एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन में
हाँ,
बता
बस
सकते
वही
हैं
है
ना
कि एडिशनल दे पाए, क्योंकि
सर,
अदरवाइज
ऐसे
अभी
जैसे.
मॉक चेकिंग करते समय दिक्कत हो जाएगी, जो टीचर चेक
हाँ
कर
जी,
रहे होंगे उनके
बिल्कुल सही
आंसर की
सर.
मैं
यहाँ
इसलिए
पे
लिखा
ना
हूँ।
बच्चों की क्वेरी थी, एट
जी।
प्रेजेंट जो इंडिविजुअल को डिविडेंड इनकम पे टैक्स रेट देना है वो कितना है?
वो तो
शॉर्ट
आपके
टर्म
टैक्स, वो तो स्लैब रेट है ना मैम।
अपने स्लैब पे आ जाएगा.
हाँ जी, हाँ
वैसे
जी।
अदरवाइज कोई फिक्स्ड उस पे नहीं
ये
है,
नहीं,
कैपिटल गेन्स में नहीं
हाँ,
आता है.
वो
सर
आप
बहुत थैंक यू. एक नई चीज पता चली कि एनपीएस वात्सल्य के बारे में नहीं टीवी में इतना
मैम
कवर
नया,
हुआ था.
वो स्कीम ही नया है मैम, वो स्कीम ही नया है।
नहीं नहीं सर, लेकिन जैसे हम न्यूज सुनते हैं उसमें इसको बहुत हाईलाइट नहीं किया गया.
अच्छा, ठीक
और सर ये सूर्य जो घर योजना है, सोलर
है।
इलेक्ट्रिसिटी,
यस।
उसके बारे में आपने बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट बताया. यहाँ पे बहुत सारी नई चीजें यहाँ पर सीखने को मिली विच वाज नॉट कवर आई थिंक मैसिवली बाय द मीडिया. So
थैंक यू मैम,
this
थैंक यू
is
वेरी मच।
the input which I am getting and really grateful to you. Really
थैंक यू मैम,
grateful, sir.
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
प्लीज माय हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट कि आप लोग ग्रुप्स पे फीडबैक जरूर लिखिएगा।
Sure, sir. Sure.
नेक्स्ट एनीवन हैविंग एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज। एनीवन, प्लीज डू आस्क। किसी के मन में कोई क्वेश्चन है, आपके क्वेश्चन से कई और लोग भी लर्न करेंगे। मैंने जानबूझ के आप लोगों को 10 मिनट ये दिया था लास्ट का कि सो दैट कि आप क्वेश्चन पूछ पाए। अमित मल्होत्रा सर, आपके मन में कोई क्वेश्चन? आपके इकोनॉमिक्स के तो बहुत क्वेश्चन बनते हैं।
सर गुड इवनिंग।
गुड इवनिंग सर, कैसे हैं?
मैं बढ़िया सर।
क्या मैं
बहुत
कवर
अच्छा
क्या
सर,
कवर
सेशन
कर
बहुत
पाया
बढ़िया था।
बजट को कवर कर पाया सर ठीक से?
बहुत बढ़िया सर, अच्छे से कवर किया आपने। बहुत सारी चीजें जो मैंने भी नहीं पढ़ी थी वो मैं आपने बताया, एकदम सिंपल और ल्यूसिड मैनर में बताया सर आपने। बहुत
बस
बढ़िया लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा सर।
थैंक यू सर।
हर बार नया सीखने को मिलता है सर। ऑल यू ऑलवेज पुट चेरी ऑन द केक।
सर मैं कोशिश करता हूँ डॉक्यूमेंट के ना लाइन बाय लाइन पढूं, तभी मैं कुछ बोलता हूँ, तभी मैं ग्रुप पे भी अगर मुझे कुछ लिखना होता है ना तो मैं
बिल्कुल
बिना
सर,
पढ़े कुछ नहीं लिखता सर।
बिल्कुल
मेरा
सर।
ठीक है। और मैं चाहूंगा मैं ये पीपीटी आप लोगों से शेयर करूंगा। मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट होगा कि एज ए टीचर आप लोग ये पीपीटी अपनी क्लास में शेयर करें, क्लास में बच्चों के साथ डिस्कस करें, ये हुआ देखो ये हुआ।
जी
बजट
सर।
जैसे मैं जब आप बजट पढ़ाते हैं, रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर जब आप पढ़ाते हैं तो आप इस स्लाइड को दिखाएं, वहां पे इस स्लाइड को दिखाएं कि हाँ देखो यहाँ रेवेन्यू आ रहा है, यहाँ कैपिटल आ रहा है, टैक्स आ रहा है, नॉन टैक्स आ रहा है। इसको दिखा के अगर करेंगे तो इट विल बी गुड। आप जरूरी है कि मेरा वाला ही यूज करें, आप अपना बना के यूज कर सकते हैं, बट प्लीज डू यूज इट। ऑल द इकोनॉमिक्स टीचर्स हु हैव गवर्नमेंट बजट इन द सिलेबस, प्लीज यूज इट।
सर मेरा ना एक क्वेश्चन था।
यस
आपने
सर
जैसे
प्लीज।
बोला कि ये गोल्ड वाला जो गोल्ड में एक्साइज ड्यूटी कम की है,
यस सर।
तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सर इसके पीछे शायद ये रीजन तो नहीं है, क्योंकि जनरली इक्विटी मार्केट के अंदर ना बहुत पैसा फ्लो कर रहा है।
अच्छा।
मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगा था कि इक्विटी मार्केट में बहुत पैसा फ्लो कर रहा है, और जनरली गवर्नमेंट को ये लगता है कि गोल्ड में जब पैसा इन्वेस्ट होता है ना, वो
हाँ।
हमेशा लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए होता है। तो शायद गवर्नमेंट ये चाहती है कि लोग इक्विटी की जगह कहीं गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट करें। मतलब ये
सर
मेरा,
एक्चुअल
मैं भी
में क्या
गलत
है,
हो सकता हूँ।
गोल्ड में जाएगा पैसा तो वो तो और नॉन प्रोडक्टिव हो जाएगा सर, कम से
मतलब
कम।
सर,
हाँ
सर
तो नॉन
मुझे,
प्रोडक्टिव हो जाएगा, ये स्कीम नहीं है। मुझे जहां तक लगता है, जितना मेरी बातचीत हुई है या मैंने एक दो इंटरव्यूज देखे हैं,
जी
मुझे
सर।
ऐसा लगता है कि दे आर गोइंग टू इंक्रीज द जीएसटी ऑन द गोल्ड। एक्चुअल में क्या है, पहले क्या था, 15% कस्टम, 3% जीएसटी, टोटल 18% का स्लैब हुआ था। अब इन्होंने इसको 6 कर दिया। कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि 12% के जीएसटी वाले में इसको ले जाके और इसको दोबारा 18 कर दें। ऐसा
अच्छा।
मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि उन्होंने इसलिए किया क्योंकि जो स्मगलिंग ऑफ गोल्ड होता है, स्मगलिंग ऑफ गोल्ड जो
जी सर।
बाहर से आता जाता है, या लोग दुबई उबई घूमने जाते हैं, चेन वेन पहन के आते हैं, देखा होगा,
जी सर।
उसको रिड्यूस करने का कोशिश किया है इन्होंने।
हाँ जी।
मुझे ऐसा लगता है, बाकी जब तक नहीं होगा मैं कुछ बता नहीं पाऊंगा सर, ये गवर्नमेंट का। ठीक।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू
एनीवन।
सर।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच। लेकिन अगर किसी को गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट करना है तो जीएसटी काउंसिल की मीटिंग से पहले इन्वेस्ट कर लें, अगर किसी को करना है या गोल्ड खरीदना है तो। ये मेरा एक एडवाइस होगा एज ए फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर। एनीवन एल्स हैविंग एनी क्वेरी? No one? So thank you very much, everyone. My humble request, do write your feedback on the WhatsApp group from where you got to know about the information about today's session. So that कि जब मैं इस वीडियो को पोस्ट करूं तो लोग उसको देखें, उनको समझ में आए, उनको काम आए। अगर आप 4 टीचर की और मदद करेंगे तो आप 400 बच्चों की मदद करते हैं, बिकॉज वो टीचर देखेगा, अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन बढ़ाएगा, या इस वीडियो को यूज करेगा, पीपीटी को यूज करेगा, तो एक्चुअल में यू आर हेल्पिंग 400 स्टूडेंट्स। थैंक यू वेरी मच एवरीवन फॉर ज्वाइनिंग। आई होप कि इस 1 घंटे में मैं आपकी मदद कर पाया हूँ। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir.